So I've got a lovely example I want to share with you today. It's an example of how to work with the body, to work consciously with the body, somatic healing. It's also energy healing. I'm an energy healer. And so the somatic processes that I share in the 6-week Alchemy of Stress are as much about working with energy or working with consciousness as they are a somatic healing modality. And it's really timely because I'm just preparing a course or a new module on healing stress with kids, family and friends. And my daughter came to me this morning. I asked her permission for this, so to share this. And she came to me and she was really miserable. She got a period and she was feeling so irritable and she really did look, very miserable. And I remember that feeling. You know, I suffered with PMS for most of my life and I don't want her to suffer. I don't want anybody to suffer. It's just why I've got this channel about healing stress for good, because there's so much suffering through stress. And if we can share what we know about healing with energy, consciousness, somatic healing, working with the body, understanding what it is to be in that conscious connection, to live with consciousness, it is so powerful, it's so healing. So getting back to my daughter, I said to her, okay, let's work with this. Okay, and we sat down, and I've done this with her before on many different occasions. But I said, we can do something about this. And I explained the irritability that she was feeling, that fizzy, irritable sensation that you get with PMS, was through an excess of hormones in her body, which essentially is an excess of energy. It's what's causing that irritable sensation. And I said to her, without needing to get rid of it, because that's kind of creating more tension as a resistance to what she's feeling, which is normal when we're feeling uncomfortable. I said, bring your attention to it, okay? And then tell me, where do you feel it in your body? And she said, I feel it in my arms. And I said, okay, just bring your attention to that sensation. And again, don't try and get rid of it. Just be present with it. Bring your awareness to what you're feeling in the body. And again, there's an awareness. This is an excess of energy. And I said, think of it like a frequency. Yeah? And as you connect to it, we're just going to clear that energy from the body. We don't need that. It's an excess. And she said, okay, I'm clearing this energy, this irritation. I just paused for a moment and then I said, so how are you feeling? She said, oh, it's gone. I was like, really? Even I'm surprised when it happens, and I've been doing this for so long. I thought, fantastic. And she felt immediately better. And I said, see, it's that simple. It's about bringing consciousness to your experience. And instead of fighting it, because that's what we do, we feel uncomfortable, so we resist it. We create more tension around it. We feel worried, we feel upset. And there's that irritability getting bigger because of the tension. But instead, when we're present, and there's that conscious connection with the body, with what you're feeling, and not suppressing it, again, not resisting it, but just engaging with it. And this is what I share in the 6-week Alchemy of Stress. Now, working with kids, it's easier because they've had less time to store up all of this emotional energy, density, all the stress that we can experience in a lifetime. But essentially what we're doing is we're bringing consciousness to part of our experience. And in that way, the body can start to let go. All that excess fizzy energy, the excess hormone, which is essentially another form of energy, it can be released from the body. It goes into a different energetic state, it's in a flow state, so it's not held in tension in the body, which is essentially what happens when we're stressed. So I thought that was a lovely example of what it is to heal somatically, energetically, heal with consciousness. And what I'm teaching my daughter is to be a healing presence, to engage consciously with her body, with what she's feeling. And in the same way as her mum, I'm also a healing presence. And this is something that we can learn. And again, it's about bringing consciousness to our experience and understanding what it is the body's communicating. It's very powerful. And really, it's very simple. I put this in a post a couple of days ago, about having spent 10 years working with energy, with stress, understanding it in order to heal it. And it really is quite simple. It's about that connection, the conscious connection. It's about being present with what we're feeling. And it's in that space of feeling safe, of not needing to resist, to fix, to get rid of. Again, it's understanding that our presence is enough. Your presence is powerful. And as you learn to do this, your presence is naturally healing. Okay? So I thought I'd share that. And if you're interested in exploring this more, then there's a short course on healing stress with kids, friends and family. It's going to be available the 27th of April, and you'll find all the details in the description box below. So I have plenty more examples of this kind of healing, and it's what I do with everybody who's in the Alchemy of Stress 6-week daily connection in the Lighthouse web app. We do this regularly in live sessions. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, all the information is there. Okay? So thanks again for being here. If it resonated, please do feel free to like this post. It helps get the message out there. Help as many people understand how they can heal stress for good, stop that unnecessary suffering. Because I believe that we all have the capacity to do this, okay? It takes practice, but it really is quite simple. All right, so as always, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.